Hello, I'm David Rose, and here's a look at some of our top cases this week on Washington's Most Wanted, starting with convicted felon Darius Dyer. You may know him by his street name, Tiny Devil. Pierce County Sheriff's detectives consider him armed and dangerous, since the gun used to kill a young man near a playfield in Parkland has still not been recovered. Dyer is wanted for assault, not murder, because while detectives say it was his gun used to shoot this man, 18-year-old Jakobsen, during a fight between several people on November 24th, Tiny Devil did not pull the trigger.
Was wanted because he brought a weapon to a fight. Even though he gave the weapon to his friend did end up shooting and killing somebody. So that puts him in the responsibility category, and he took off knowing that happened, and he was actually involved in the fight. It was his gun he brought to the scene. His buddy took it while he was fighting and shot somebody else. So we definitely want to get him picked up.
The shooting suspect is in custody at the Pierce County Jail. Darius Dyer is wanted tonight. He's a convicted felon, so he's not allowed to have a gun. He's wanted for illegally having the firearm. He's 20 years old, and again, he goes by the nickname Tiny Devil. If you can tell deputies where to find him, you're going to get a cash reward of up to $1,000. Submit that information through the P3 Tips app that you download to your cell phone for free, or call 1-800-222-TIPS. The Bible verse our next fugitive has tattooed on his arm reads, "As iron sharpens iron," from Proverbs 27:17, suggesting he wants to be better to his fellow man. But his behavior shows just the opposite. And in fact, the crimes that Jeremy Irons has been convicted of and is also charged in now suggest he has a serious anger problem with people. Irons has a harassment conviction and a long history of numerous protection orders levied against him. He's also wanted for a Washington State patrol case in 2018, where troopers say he took out a dangerous case of road rage on a semi-driver on the 405 freeway. Investigators say he opened fire on that truck from the green Volvo that he was driving.
The semi had a dash cam, and they reviewed that video, and they could see the window being shattered on the passenger side of the semi truck. Thankfully, the driver wasn't hit, but you can also see the green Volvo speeding around the semi truck. So it's very possible that the semi had accidentally cut off the green Volvo, and that caused the driver, who we believe to be Jeremy Irons, to fire multiple shots at the semi truck. Jeremy ended up being arrested the next day by Bellevue. He was interviewed by Washington State Patrol, and then he was booked into the King County Jail.
Irons bailed out and never showed up to court in October. In all, he's wanted now for skipping court in 3 separate cases: the road rage assault charge, a first-degree domestic violence theft charge, where he's accused of stealing a victim's wallet while breaking a protection order against her, and a burglary, auto theft, and forgery case. And that one, Tukwila police say he broke into a business, stole keys and a work van, and sold it just days later on Craigslist. Irons has convictions for theft, residential burglary, trafficking stolen property, lying to authorities, attempted assault, and attempted theft. He has the name Mila and a chain necklace to go with that Bible scripture tattoo on his arms. Jeremy Irons is 32 years old, 6'4", and weighs 190 pounds. He posted on Facebook that he got a commercial driver's license last March, so he could be driving some type of truck or company vehicle. If you spot him or you know where he's hiding, you'll get a cash reward of up to $1,000 when you submit that information anonymously to Crime Stoppers of Puget Sound. Use the P3 Tips app or call the hotline. Pierce County Sheriff's detectives need your help tonight to identify this assault suspect after he bashed a gas station worker in the head with a glass bottle. The suspect, in the red and black jacket and a black baseball cap, shopped around the Arco gas station on Pacific Avenue South in Parkland for several minutes on November 25th, grabbing snacks and 2 20-ounce Starbucks drinks, the cold ones sold in the glass bottles. He spent several minutes fixing up 4 corn dogs at the store's toppings and condiments bar. Once he had his stash of stuff to steal, he headed out the door without paying. The clerk on duty and another worker followed him and tried to stop him. You see him run away down the side of the store, dropping one of the glass bottles of iced coffee. It went crashing to the ground. Well, the clerk stops chasing him, but the worker in the safety jacket kept on going. And that's when detectives say the suspect turned that second bottle of stolen cold brew into a weapon by hurling it at the worker.
Got hit in the head with a bottle that was shoplifted and caused traumatic injury, missing teeth, cut face, cut ear. These guys nowadays are so brazen. When they come in and steal stuff, they just walk out thinking they can't be touched. What we want you to do is, especially if you got pictures and video, give them to us, Washington's Most Wanted, and let's let the viewers and let the police do their job and get the person picked up. That way you don't get hurt, because unfortunately now, people that are out there doing that are willing to fight their way out of situations.
Well, after the attack, the suspect nonchalantly gets into a red Jeep Wrangler that he arrived in and drives away. Detectives were not able to make out the license plate. If you know his name or anything at all that can help detectives identify him in Pierce County, submit a tip through the P3 Tips app on your cell phone or call the hotline 1-800-222-TIPS. As always, it is anonymous and there is a cash reward of up to $1,000. Now, King County Sheriff's detectives are asking for your help to find this murder suspect. Billy Williams is accused of killing James Little in May of 2017 outside the Paradise Bar in White Center. And for the first time tonight, detectives are releasing surveillance video from that night showing Williams' movements over several hours leading up to the murder. Detectives used this video to track Williams as he left the Terracide Bar, went to Roxbury Lanes and Casino for a while, where you see him greeting someone and having a seat, before leaving and returning to the bar. Investigators say the shooting happened after two women got into a fight inside the Terracide Bar that spilled outside. As James Little approaches, detectives say Williams shot him and then fled from the scene. Little died. You can see the full video in our story on our website, catchwmw.com. A nationwide felony warrant has been issued for Billy Williams' arrest for first-degree murder in May of 2017.
Normally, when someone's on a run, it doesn't stop with the crime they just committed. Normally, they don't have a job, they may not have employment, so they have to provide for themselves. So they're committing other crimes while they're on the run. So getting these guys off the street, it's imperative that we continue to keep the community safe. He has to go to court. He has to face justice, and that's why he's on our top 10 list.
Detectives say Billy Williams may have altered his appearance, but he has distinctive scarring and tattoos that you can see on his chest. He's 32 years old, 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighs 140 pounds. If you can tell detectives where to find Billy Williams, Crime Stoppers will pay you a full $1,000 cash reward. You need to call the hotline or use the P3 Tips app on your cell phone to submit that information. Ugh. Mountlake Terrace police need your help to find this convicted felon, Justin Joey Jakobsen. He's a suspect in more than a dozen home burglaries. He's got a Department of Corrections warrant for his arrest after he was convicted of possession of drug paraphernalia and fourth-degree assault. Now, of those burglaries, 5 were reported on the evening of Saturday, January 18th. Detectives say in each crime, the suspect selected single-family homes that were empty and stole valuables, including firearms, from one resident.
Here he is walking around the side of the house, and he sees a camera and he grabs the camera. And during the process of grabbing the camera, you can actually see his face. And that's one of the shots that we could see that's more clear of this individual. And we have actually more video a couple weeks before this. After a recent set of burglaries, you see him walking through a backyard. He's walking around in the back of the house, and he just jogs through and goes around. And he hops this fence. At some point, he's going to enter a house that's occupied, and it's worrisome because he's stolen 2 guns and he's potentially armed at this point.
Justin Jakobsen is 27 years old, 5'8", weighs 135 pounds. He was last known to be living in Linwood. Crime Stoppers of Puget Sound's offering a cash reward of up to $1,000 for any information on his whereabouts that leads to his arrest. You can submit that tip by calling the hotline or just submit it through the P3 Tips app that you can download to your cell phone for free. Those are just a few of the many cases that police and Crime Stoppers need your help to solve this weekend. Hope you'll join us for the full show on Friday night, Washington's Most Wanted at 11 o'clock on Q13 Fox. Saturday night, 9:30 on Joe TV and 10:30 on Q13 Fox, and 10:30 on Fox TV stations in Spokane, Yakima, and the Tri-Cities. Let's make sure that all of these Washington's Most Wanted fugitives statewide have nowhere left to hide.